Let me show you guys the gym real fast since you're on the phone.
Oh,
See?
Wow.
whoa.
That's the gym. My guys, UFC fighter Daniel Hoover just finished scoring my other fighter, Twilight Timmy Kwamba. It was incredible.
Nice gym.
Yeah, thank you. So here we go.
Man, Dewey, Rhett Butler, I'm thankful for you to give me this opportunity and time. You know, like Jim Harbaugh just said, man, who's doing better than us? Who got it better than us? That's you right now, my man. That's you right now, my man.
Thank you. Well, first of all, it's always a pleasure and an honor to be interviewed, especially by some esteemed person like yourself. So I appreciate you as well. And yeah, business is booming right now, but I'm gonna keep it humble and keep working hard, man. We're in a blessed position. I understand that, and we're gonna take full advantage of these opportunities for sure.
Yeah, well, I love the fact that you're a humble man. That's definitely your brand. But I'm gonna give you your flowers today, Dewey, to start this off, because I've been an admirer for a long time of what you've been doing. You do it quiet, you do it humble, but it's clearly changing the world. You're a change maker for combat sports. Let's just be clear, right? TCL, number one, Team Combat League. You're changing the dynamic of boxing. And secondarily, one of your
Yes.
pupils, Francis Ngannou, is changing the way people are thinking about boxing, changing the way MMA fighters are thinking about their careers, and showing
Yes.
stand your ground at the top of your game. You have more leverage than you might know. Talk about this.
Yes.
And these are not small bites of a lifetime right now, and they're all happening to you in a compact compartment of time, man.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm blessed. First of all, Francis Ngannou came into my life in 2017, and we've been rocking out ever since. Through the trials and tribulations, the ups and the downs, through the first Stipe fight, through the winning the championship in the UFC, and now to his ventures in boxing, man, I'm blessed. And Team Combat League, the co-founders came to me, talked to me about an idea they had. I was on the groundbreaking floor of Team Combat League. We've had a season already. We're in season 2 coming up in March 28, and I can't be more excited with what's going on. I'm the president of Team Combat League. Guys, if you love boxing and want to see the most awesome, radical, adrenaline filled, just outrageous boxing fights, you got to join Team Combat League. Check us out on Team Combat League on YouTube. And I challenge any and all of you, if you go to our YouTube channel and just click on any fight, and we have several, you're going to be hooked. It's action personified. And I can't say enough about Team Combat League. And season 2 is going to be way better. We have more teams. We have more fighters. We have more esteemed coaches. It's going to be explosive for sure.
Man, your promotions are impeccable right here, boy. Championship rounds are essentially the lifeblood of what this is. That's my opinion.
Yes.
But what do you think is going to make Combat League take off with the fans?
Well, because today's era in society now, we have action and information at your fingertips. People don't want the long, boring type of events. They want excitement. They want explosiveness. And we've all been to boxing fights. And remember, I'm an ex-professional boxer, ex-professional kickboxer, and ex-professional mixed martial artist. So I've been on the high levels of all 3 sports. Sometimes you get boxing fights, 10, 12-round fights. They don't really get eventful until the 10th or late in the fight. The championship rounds, especially 11 and 12, the guys really give all they have. So sometimes you get uneventful fights. In Team Combat League, we understand today's time, and we have love and respect for the great sport of boxing. So we throw up a concept that would be short, entertaining, and explosive. Think about a 24-round competition between your city versus my city. Fighter, each round is a different bout. You get 3 minutes to impose your will and show your skill on your opponent. And it's scored right there, 10-9, 10-8, or 10-7. And the next group of gentlemen come in, or the next group of women come in and fight for it. Imagine a fight when you go to the ring knowing I only have 3 minutes to impose my will on my opponent. That makes it the format makes nothing but excitement. It's impossible for it not to be exciting because you got 3 minutes to win a round, and that's it. You don't have another round to come back. You don't have 5 more rounds left to fill the guy out. It's adrenaline-filled, action-packed, and it's exciting. And that's why Team Combat League is gaining so much momentum right now. And I'm telling you, season 2 is going to be spectacular. We cannot wait until the public and the fans see what's in store for season 2.
No, absolutely. I love the fact that you guys are really an embodiment of a fighter's first mentality. I saw in another interview you said fighters get paid weekly. Fighters are fighting more. You know, it once was an anomaly for a floor to fight 12 times a year, or even for somebody to fight 10 times a year. These guys are getting real world experience, getting the rounds in frequently, building up a base, shorter bites. I mean, I like everything about this, man. Is this transforming the way entertainment?
Not to cut you off, but one more thing that we took in consideration that a lot of people don't understand. You know, I love football and other sports like this, but we're in an era now where health is very important. So you already know about the concussions in football. You know about the head trauma in boxing. Sometimes fighting all these rounds, 12 rounds, 10 rounds, really are not advantageous for a person on the long term.
Right.
Because one thing people don't understand, it's not just the fight they're doing those 10 rounds or those 12 rounds at. It's the entire training camp. You're going 3 months sparring 2-3 times a week, doing 10 to 12 rounds. Imagine 3 times a week, 12 rounds a week, a session. That's 36 rounds a week. You times that by 10, that's 136 rounds. Getting yourself prepared for one fight. That's a lot of damage, a lot of head trauma. And now we're in the era of CTE. These are very serious things. So we took the health of the fighter also in account when we created this company. We wanted short, explosive fights for the fans, but we don't want the guys to take too much of a grueling, long beating. 3 minutes is much safer. It causes for more action, and it's a win-win on both the fans who support the sport and also the fighters. So even in training camp, they're only sparring 1 to 3 rounds per session versus 8 to 10 to 12 rounds. All the long-term effects of boxing and all brutal fight sports can be adverse. So our format, you're making weekly money, you're getting the fan base, you're involved in a new exciting sport, and it's less severe in the long term on your body. And we're really proud of those sentiments.
No, I love that because we both know a lot of professional football players, they like fighting and they want to fight. So just even knowing that, taking that into consideration just for the fight community itself also leads into other contact sport individuals that might want to come to this game as well. So I think that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You were the coach of the Las Vegas Hustle and the president at one time during the first season, I believe. What did you learn wearing both of those hats? I know you're a man of many talents, but what did you learn wearing both of those hats?
Well, as a kid, my dad was a Marine. He beat my butt a lot. So I was always busy doing a lot of things. So though it was hard, it was complicated. I'm so used to doing a million things in a day. It was right up my alley. I'm such a competitive guy. You know, my career as a fighter, I was very competitive and very, very dedicated to training and all of that. And as a coach, I'm dedicated to making my fighters win as much as we can, championship after championship. So when I had the opportunity on the groundbreaking floor of Team Combat League, I was offered the president role. And I'm so crazy. I'm such a fight person and fan. I could not take that job without being able.
Thank you very much. Dewey, I think you froze.
Yeah, I think you did too. This is a perfect frozen shot of him.
Literally.
There you go.
Are we back? Okay. Hey, thank you. Great work. I want to be the coach to win the first Team Combat League championship. Got to the playoffs, came up a little short, but I learned so much. And it was such a great experience, man. It was awesome coaching all these fighters, making them fight as a team, having women on the same team as men. It was such a great experience. The second thing it taught me, it made me a better president because now I know all the nuances that happens from that perspective, from the coach's perspective, the interactions with the fighters, all the different things that can go wrong with weight cutting and, well, not weight cutting, but making weight or a fight not being approved last minute by commissions. I went through all those different things where you have to scramble and try to put pieces together to make the team concept work. So now, as strictly the president, I can better serve the coaches, the fighters, and the staff for our company better than not having those experiences from the first season. So it was a double motivation for me to try to win the championship first and foremost, but to learn about all the processes of Team Combat League secondly, where now as the president, strictly the president, I can serve as a better president to the company. I'm really happy about that. And remember, when I did my original negotiations was 1 season. I didn't get it done, so now I had to step down. Jeff Mayweather's now the coach of the Las Vegas Hustle. Floyd Mayweather's uncle is the coach for the Las Vegas Hustle team, and we're really excited about that team. We got new teams in Boston, the Boston Butchers. We got the Miami Assassins. We got the Orlando Vipers, and we got the Houston Hitmen. So we have new teams popping up all over the country, and people are excited about it. And I can't wait to see which city has the best fighters in the country starting March 28th. Right now, it's New York. I see that New York poster in the background of your wall there. Right now, New York won season 1. So New York has the best fighters in the United States of America.
And we're going to keep owning that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's go. You are
and obviously, you're a New Yorker. Think about this. The names of the teams in Team Combat League. What could be better for a New York team to be named than what we named our New York team? The New York City Attitude. Are you kidding me? That's the most awesome name ever.
Right. It's better than New York City hot dog, man. We appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying? But so wait, hold on. But it sounds like you got a bone to pick with not getting your first championship. So does that mean the president's coming back as a coach in the future?
No, definitely not. No bone to pick. It was the original negotiation. It was a one and done for me. Like I said, I wanted to be the first. Coach Benny and Coach Ryan of the New York City Attitude got that. Congratulations to the New York team. I can't wait to see if they can do it 2 years in a row. Those boys in Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Smoke team, said they're going to smoke New York. So I can't wait to see that competition, boy. I will be sitting there at the event for New York and Philadelphia for sure.
I asked this of Jeff Mayweather in a previous interview, but does boxing need a revolution, Dewey? I mean, you guys are bringing that to the game, but is boxing in need of a revolution? Was TCL birthed to revolutionize the sport of boxing? Well,
that's our hope, but we want to do it in synchronicity with boxing. We're not trying to step outside of boxing and not respect the fine sport of boxing, not respect the Jack Johnsons and the Ray Leonards and the Ray Robinsons and the Muhammad Ali's and the Mike Tysons and the Tito Trinidads and the Oscar De La Hoyas and the Julio Cesar Chavez's and all the great, and the Floyd Mayweathers and the Manny Pacquiao's, all the great boxers that have put their sweat, equity, blood, sweat, and tears into this great sport that we love. We're not here to thumb our nose at boxing. We're simply a new outlet to help evolve boxing and make the normal sport of boxing even bigger. We had Olympians on the team last year, Michael Hunter, names like that. So in a way, we're here to update it and make it greater. And that's what we're doing with Team Combat League. So many times, young fighters don't get a chance to make money unless they're an Olympian or the highest level amateur. There's so many politics involved in the sport of boxing. I would like to see that cleaned up. Right now, I always say boxing is a business disguised as a sport. You know what I mean? And we want to change that narrative. At Team Combat League, everyone's going to fight everyone, every competition. Since it's fighting, we don't have games. This is not a game. It's a competition. When New York faces Las Vegas, it's a competition. And there will be no ducking of opponents. Your top guy is going to fight against Las Vegas' top guy. The top guy in Philly is going to fight against the top guy from Boston. So we are gonna revolutionize it a bit. But we love boxing. We respect boxing. That's why we started a boxing company. We just want to tweak it and make it more exciting for today's society and today's standards of entertainment.
Absolutely. How did you feel seeing one of your star pupils in Francis Ngannou becoming ranked number 10 by the WBC after only one fight?
Man, I gotta take a deep breath because it was just undescribable, the entire experience of that Tyson Fury camp. We had an incredible camp. Mike Tyson joined us and assisted Francis and myself. The event, the time we spent in Saudi Arabia was like a fantasy. It was unreal. The treatment, the respect, the courtesy, and the event was an extravaganza beyond words. Everyone in the world seen how the fight played out. After the fight, I was the person who broke the news first to media that Marcelo Suleiman said he was going to rank Francis in the top 10. Why? Because I was in the ring with the same cell phone that I'm using right now for the Zoom call, recording the entire conversation. I had the conversation from start to finish, and you could hear Marcelo Suleiman, president of the WBC, telling Francis, "You were great. After this fight, I'm going to rate you in the top 10 because you're better than most of the boxers in this entire world." And I got that all on video. So I have receipts. And it was incredible when I was sitting there hearing Mr. Suleiman saying these things to Francis, especially after the decision we received when we thought we had that fight won by a couple of rounds. To get a decision like we got, it was discouraging a bit, but after Marcelo told Francis that, it made me feel a lot better. Francis was okay because he knew. Think about fighting these two guys when they compete against one another. When fighters compete against one another, they know who won in their soul and in their spirit. So Francis was kind of unbothered by the decision because he knew he won the fight. However, me, I was like a little disappointed, but Suleiman saying that I'm ranking you in the top 10 next week made me feel better because I knew the public then would respect Francis' efforts and put some respect on his name as a boxer. No one that first fight has ever did what Francis did to the top lineal champion of the world, the considered #1 guy. Your first fight, go out there and do what he did. It's movie-like. It's crazy. And we're expecting an even better performance on March 8th against Anthony Joshua.
I mean, LeBron James literally said, "This is why I don't like boxing, because Francis got robbed."
Wow, I know LeBron said that, but that's awesome.
He tweeted
hey,
it.
LeBron, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
thank you, sir. I mean, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Crazy. And then obviously now that the fact that he's fighting Anthony Joshua, I mean, you can't even make this up. This is like a script for a film right
now. Yeah.
You guys, first two fights. Know, like, was that a contingency in your brain? Like, if Deontay loses, we know we're up next, or was that totally a surprise?
Well, we weren't thinking about it, but we knew Francis was going to be fighting. We just didn't know who. Everyone thought it was going to be Joshua Wilder next for sure. That's why they were the main. Sorry about the plays. That's why they were the main and co-main on that great event in Saudi Arabia. Joseph Parker defeating Deontay Wilder, which I wasn't surprised, by the way. I knew Joseph Parker could do it. I actually said it. But the public thought it was going to be Wilder winning his fight, Joshua winning his fight, and those guys matching up. Well, Wilder losing to Joseph Parker and Joshua looking so fantastic against Otto Wallin, he can't fight Usyk or Fury.
Right.
They're already fighting next month. So who else could it be? There's one enigma. There's a guy who's down to fight any of these guys. There's a guy who's already a champion in a different fighting sport, who's willing to step in there and do it. And his name is Le Predator, Francis Ngannou. So it was only logical for me for that fight to happen. And we're excited about it.
What are your thoughts on Deontay Wilder, man? I mean, is it training? Is it the distance being in Saudi Arabia? I mean, what do you think broke down for him?
Honestly, man, I've been watching Deontay Wilder a long time. I've met him several times. He is such a cool brother. He's a righteous brother, and I got number love and respect for Deontay. But you know, sometimes our greatest strengths are our greatest weaknesses. And that's how I encapsulate Deontay Wilder. He was 40-0 with 39 knockouts or whatever. 39-0 with 39 knockouts. He's done it so many times with one weapon.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem. He's knocked out so many people. He made so many wrongs right with that great equalizer he has. And I can't blame any coach, because the only way we could blame a coach is by being in training camp and seeing exactly what they're doing. Too many times people say, oh, he needs a new coach. But how can you say that when you don't know what they did? Now, if you're in camp and see them doing things that may be suspect or maybe not right for his upcoming fight, that's different. But very, very few of us have. So I would love to just give Deontay Wilder all this credit and say, oh, he needs new coaches. But how do we know? We seen him with Mark Breland accomplish great things and then get rid of Mark Breland after one bad affair. 40 straight wins with Mark Breland. You have a weird fight with Tyson Fury and you get rid of him. You know what I mean? So right. And his new coach, he fought him. He beat his new coach in a fight. But the guy you beat's coaching you. I mean, it obviously works. You know, Deontay Wilder isn't a dumb person. He's not ignorant. So it was obviously the right coach. It's just when the results don't come, people always want to blame the coach and this and that. It's a very unfair assessment to me unless you know what they're doing in camp, number one. Number two, when you have so much success, are you willing to do what a new coach wants you to do? I don't know. We'd have to know the intangibles about their relationship and about the training they did. But one thing I can tell you, his greatest power became his greatest weakness, because he doesn't really try to do other things to win fights. And in any sport, if you have one trick, it's eventually going to get nullified, because people are evolving, athletes are getting better, and people are focusing on you more. So I think Deontay Wilder can get it back, but he has to do some soul searching and really try to express some new things out of himself. The same thing can't work. He has to really work on his application of his techniques and keeping his mind mentally sharp. And that's all I can say about that, because like I said, I don't know him in the gym. As far as I know, he's a great guy, and I wish him the best. You know what I mean? I wish him the best. But definitely some soul searching and really recreating yourself would be an advantageous thing for Deontay Wilder at this juncture in his career. Absolutely. I don't think it's over like a lot of people are saying. You get 2 or 3 losses. I mean, it's not over unless you want it to be over. We seen Joshua go through a little slump, and he won 3 fights in 2023, and he looked as good as he ever looked in his last fight a few weeks ago. So, you know, you can get it back if you have the mental dexterity, the strong psychological mind state, and willing to accept your shortcomings to make them better. And hopefully he's willing to do that.
Absolutely. Shout out to Don House, Cup man. That's a big bro of mine. He's over in that camp as well. It's a good man.
Man, stop it. Stop it.
Right there.
Me and Don House, me and Mr. House go back since the 90s, man. Donald House trained me a little bit in the early 90s. We're in the same gym. All my boxing outfits for my entire career, Donald House actually made them by hand. Yep. And Donald House is an incredible, not just a cut man. Donald House is an incredible boxing coach. A lot of people don't know that because he got involved with the UFC, working cuts for them, etc. Right. Donald House is an inventor. He's an entrepreneur. Yes. He's a hell of a boxing coach, and of course, one of the best cut men ever. Donald House is my guy. He's known me since I was about 17 years old, and I'm 50 now. You know what I mean?
No, that's my OG too, man. Salute to the guy, man. I love that man.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, man. So Francis did a Superman punch against Tyson Fury. Was that something you guys planned?
That was trained, prepared. Yes, we trained it.
There's no
We talked
defense for a
about it.
boxer with a Superman punch. They don't even understand it.
Yeah, we had to just put kind of a mixed martial arts rap to the end of that round. We knew it was the last round. Go for it. If you watch Israel Adesanya's interview, he talked about it. We did that in the dressing room right before Francis went out. We did our warm up like we normally do in boxing. And the last thing we did, I rallied the troops. I told everybody, get up, give me some excitement. And Francis and I pulled out the Superman punch. Israel Adesanya, they went crazy in there. You know, Kamaru Usman, they went nuts when he did the Superman punch, and he told them he was gonna do it. So it got to the tent, so of course he did it, man. It was awesome.
That's what's up, man. Do you think that, like, I look at MMA fighters or former MMA fighters that are now transitioning into boxing or adding boxing into their career, they have nothing to lose. Because if they look as good as Francis looked, not only is he going to get a better fight or a fight of equal stature, people are only going to question the boxer.
Yes.
Do you guys think about this in camp? Like, look, bro, of course we want to win. It doesn't, but regardless, we're making statements in history right now.
Yes, but I can tell you right now, no, we don't look at it like that. Because as a competitor, especially when you're a world champion like he was in the UFC, as a competitor, you don't look at things like the glasses half empty. Like I get a consolation prize for showing up. Any fighter, every fighter ever can tell you this. When you prepare for a fight, it's I'm winning. Tunnel vision, win, 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 win. I'm beating them, period. I don't care what the world says. I'm winning. Because if you even leave that little 0.5% of it's okay for me to lose, you're gonna lose. Period. No one had an ironclad mind state like Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's why he's 50-0. We seen him go through some rough times in the ring, but he got through because he has not an inch of doubt, not a centimeter of doubt. It's 1,000% on winning no matter what. And that's a great mind state to follow. If you go to a camp saying, I'm an MMA fighter, I'm doing boxing, if I get beat, I'm supposed to, you already lost.
Right.
It's gonna be like Conor McGregor and Mayweather. At some point, you're gonna get stopped. You go to these fights, not making excuses that you're an MMA fighter fighting against a boxer. You tell yourself, I'm a man boxing against another man and I can beat him. That's what Francis did. It was that simple. It wasn't a lot of doubt going into it. We knew we could beat Tyson Fury, and we told the world we would. Unfortunately, two of the judges didn't think so, but it was never any doubt. We said it. Go back to all the interviews you see me on. We told the world what's going to happen. We told the world we can go 10. We told the world we're going to knock them down. All those things happen. And not to ponder this question, but it's very important. If you're a fighter, you cannot have an inch of doubt in yourself, because that inch will become a mile by fight time.
Message. No, I feel that. That's real. Last question, Dewey. Based on Francis's moves with the UFC and now post-UFC career, is he the new model for how to take ownership of your career as an MMA fighter, or a fighter that feels stifled in any direction based on the ambitions they might have?
I would love to say yes. Theoretically, yes. And the reason why I say theoretically is because everyone's not a big, strong man from Cameroon that left his country on foot, crossed all the way through Africa to get turned away several times, and to finally make it to France, homeless in a new place where he doesn't know anyone, somehow survived, sleeping in a park for over a year in cold-ass France in the wintertime. Go to a gym, starts training at the age of 23, 24, ends up getting into UFC, ends up winning a world championship in the heavyweight division, and now ends up getting these opportunities. Everyone just aren't built like that. I hate to say it. Who's going to go through those type of adversities, man? I mean, so I wish and I hope he is the new model, but Francis is a very rare individual due to the struggles he's had coming from a third world country, coming from a place that didn't even have a boxing gym in his city to
Wow.
do what he's done is quite incredible. And I hope he is. But a real quick story, it's very important. After he won the belt, we fought against Cyril Gunn, his first title defense as the champion. Francis completely blew his knee out 3 weeks before the fight. He couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything. 3 weeks before the fight, he was done. Couldn't walk. He trained on one leg with me every day. We stood in the ring and just punched each other because he couldn't hit pads or anything. So he sparred with me every other day for 3 straight weeks. Myself, Coach Eric Nixick, his manager Markel, his videographer Randy, we all begged Francis to pull out of the fight. There's no way you can win. You're fighting the most mobile heavyweight in UFC, a great leg kicker, and a guy who trained with you when you were in France, so he knows you and sparred with you several times. Francis, you're crazy to take this fight. He went out there on one leg and beat one of the top MMA fighter heavyweights in the world on one leg and win 5 rounds. That's crazy. So he's different. I hope he is the model and the way to go for all fighters, but are you willing to bet on yourself? Are you willing to turn down, a $7 million contract when they give it to you a day before your fight with Cyril Gunn, when you already know your leg is blown out, you're on one leg? You sign that contract, you'll secure yourself for the next 3-4 years in case you lose, because you're nowhere near 100%. I'm gonna ask you, if you were on one leg fighting against the most mobile guy in the sport, and someone gave you a $7 million contract a day before you have to fight this guy, would you say, no, I'm not signing it, I'm not gonna extend? Most people would say, you know what? I'm injured, I'm not 100%. I better secure this money, because if I lose, I'm screwed. If Francis would have lost that fight, he would have been screwed. Lost his belt, UFC would have dejected him and talked bad about him. It would have been over. So that's how real Francis is. That's how much belief he has in himself. He's been underestimated his entire life. He had to dig sand as a kid just to pay for his school supplies. He's a different guy. And so until you're Francis Ngannou, it's kind of hard to say that, because a lot of guys aren't going to turn down a multi-million-dollar deal to take no other offers when there's nothing else out there for you but ridicule and people saying you fumbled the bag and talking bad about you, and people saying you're afraid of opponents all of a sudden when we've been waiting to fight John Jones for over 2 years, this sort of thing. He went through a lot to do what he did. So to close it out, I hope it is the new model, but are the fighters willing to really sacrifice everything at that moment of demise? Are you willing to truly step off that cliff and fall to the bottom and see if you're going to break anything or survive? He is willing to do that, and that's why he's in these privileged positions right now, and that's why he's working so hard, and that's why we're going to train hard as hell to defeat Anthony Joshua. This story's not over, man. Imagine what he did to Tyson Fury after he defeats Anthony Joshua. Imagine a rematch with Tyson Fury for all the belts if Tyson Fury beats Usyk. A man going into his 3rd professional boxing fight, being able to fight for all the undisputed titles in heavyweight boxing. This is something that will never happen again. And he's at the precipice of creating an opportunity like that for himself. And it's going to start March 8th against Anthony Joshua. Joshua, he better train hard because Francis will be ready.
Man, because I would have been like, with my couch fighting self, I'm up 7 million. I'm a
risk taker, man. I'm a risk taker. But when I closed my eyes, and I fought a fight when I tore my ACL the week of and still fought. But someone would have gave me a multi-million-dollar contract, and I still could have put, win or lose, I still get it. I'm signing that contract 100 out of 100 times. There's no way I would have did what Francis did. And I consider myself a man with ultra belief and a big heart. And I believe in myself. But right there, the probabilities weren't great going in our corner. So I would have took the safe way out as well. I ain't gonna lie. So Francis is different, man. He's different. And that's why he did what he did to Tyson Fury. And that's why he's gonna do what he's gonna do to Anthony Joshua. This story's not over, man. It's not over.
Man, what I do know is you got a busy ass March. God damn. Your
Yes,
March is
yes. Yeah. After March 8th, we started our Riyadh season with the Tyson Fury fight. We're closing our Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia, March 8th, with the Joshua fight. And then a week later, Team Combat League season starts March 14th. March 28th, the first fight of Team Combat League. If you want to see excitement personified, check out Team Combat League. Go to Team Combat League YouTube channel. Go to teamcombatleague.com. Click on any video. You're going to be hooked because they're all exciting.
That's right. And I can't wait for our competition with the Battle of the Deep Voices because you're kicking my ass with this voice shit right now. I don't like this. James Earl Jones has got beef with this deep voice, man. You're like a whole henchman.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Hey, man, we love what you got going on, man. I appreciate you, man. And seriously, from the heart, I love what y'all are doing, man. We know God is everything, luck is part of everything, but just the way it all came together, man, is nothing short than cinematic.
Sir.
Much appreciated, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the interview. Guys, please support his Team Combat League. Please support Francis Ngannou. Please support myself, and we appreciate you guys so much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dewey, man. Keep winning, man. Good luck, babe.
Thank you.
Absolutely, bros.
Bye.
You know what we talking about. Uptown, downtown, everywhere. We from there, baby. Let's go.
Hey, yo, don't forget to rate, like, and subscribe to the Up On Game Network. Always check out all them Pretty Left Hook episodes, because, bitch, you don't know shit about boxing. Rah!